tree cast. If you look at the floor there, look at that. It's got the texture of bark, tree bark. Now, I don't remember the difference between tree cast and tree mold. But anyway, obviously it collapsed. If it didn't collapse, it would still be the shape of what's it called, tree. But the tree, it must have disintegrated or something. So the cask or mold, whatever you call it, could collapse. Of course, the tree could already been screwed up too. I don't know all the details. I bet somebody, a real geologist, could look at it very carefully for an hour and figure all that stuff out. Okay, so here's the entrance. I'm almost to the upper end of the cave. If I remember right, this is my favorite part because it's so much easier. Notice there are bugs flying around. So if the bats will have something to eat. Okay. All right, hopefully I'll be able to get a decent little bit of video here. Seems like this one flashlight doesn't want to do anything. Okay, so there's the entrance. Ooh, ah. Oh, I saw a pine cone on the floor. At first I thought it was a dead bat. That would suck. If it's a dead bat, I have to report it so they can look, see how it died. Make sure it doesn't have white nose syndrome. But it was completely dark. So even if it was a bat, I knew it wasn't white nose syndrome. Hold on, I need to adjust my knee pad again. Both of them. Both my knee pads want to crawl down my legs to my ankle. Protect my precious ankle. As you see, I'm crawling on my hands and knees now, but the floor is not too wet and it's not dirty, so I'll go ahead and keep going. There's some parts of the main tube I skipped because I didn't want to crawl through the wet sand and come back in the summer and finish all that. If I have some time. We got a lot planned for this summer, so I don't know how much caving around here I'll be able to do. Notice up ahead, the lava tube gets smaller because there's one lava flow that made this tube, and then later on some more lava came by and partially filled it up. But luckily it didn't succeed in filling it up because it looks like there I won't be able to go any farther, or further. The end. Oh man, this cave's a bit of work. Of course I'm not lazy. or I would have stayed home, but still. Alrighty then. There's my dead end. I'm stuck. Oh no, I could turn around and go back the way I came. As you can see, I could physically go a little farther, but it gets smaller and smaller. If I wanted to be 100% thorough, I would, but guess who doesn't care? That's right, I don't care. But yeah, what's ironic? So this tube is obviously sealed. Just so you know, if you were to go see through solid rock like Superman, you would see the next cave is only like 100 feet ahead. So yeah, it's a little temporary glitch there. But what's ironic, of course, the entrance to that cave is way, way, way up that cave. So the entrance to this cave to the entrance to that next cave is really, really, really far, even though they're like 200 feet from each other. But whatever, you get the idea. It's kind of like, you know, if you're driving around and there's a dead end road, but if they extended it, it would have like connected to a road you really want, but instead you got to turn around and go the long way because the road you're on is dead end, blocked for whatever reason. Sometimes major roads, especially freeways, they limit the number of connections. It doesn't make sense to have a freeway with like a connection every 1/5 of a mile. That just makes a mess. In fact, I think they should make freeways like don't have connections closer than 4 miles, depending on, well, depends on what you're trying to do. A lot of times cities rely on freeways to replace regular roads. Well, if you can do that, good for you, but it takes a lot of freeways to replace a whole road grid. Anyway, obviously a lot of big cities have both. It's like one loose rock under me. Almost stabbed my knee. That wasn't a pretty idea. It's weird how the wall is so shiny that you can see light bouncing in here, reflecting in here from the natural entrance. Natural light, sunlight, indirect light.